What's good, YouTube? Steph here, and welcome to Theta Space. It's the weekend, so I'm doing another reaction video, and this time I'm going to react to Pete Pardo's top 10 Yes songs on Sea of Tranquility. I think this video is about 4 years old or so. I've just done earlier this week put up my ranking of Yes's 10 epic tracks that exceed 15 minutes. So I figured this would be a good reaction, good video to react to keep with a Yes theme for the week, I guess. Here we go.
Hey there everybody, Pete Pardo here from the Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Top 10 Songs. Today we are going to tackle the legendary progressive rock band Yes. So thanks everybody for the overwhelmingly positive response to this show, and in particular our debut show all about Genesis, my top 10 favorite Genesis songs.
Oh, is this going back to the beginning of the channel?
So as we did in that one, basically if you've got your favorite 10 Yes songs, put them in the comments and feedback. We'd love to see them. We've gotten a lot of really good responses and feedback, and everybody telling us what their favorite Genesis songs were, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to run through my top 10. This was probably a little tougher than the Genesis picks, just because there's probably not as many. I shouldn't say that. I was going to say from the albums that I really, really love from Yes, you know, a lot of long tunes, and I think my larger list was a little bit smaller than the Genesis list, but this was no less tough to put together. In fact, I think this was tougher to put together probably because there were less songs. So trying to weed out and finalize that top 10, pretty tricky. But anyway, I'm going to give it a go. Again, this list could change a little bit at any given time. But
nature of the beast, yeah.
For actually doing this and looking at it,
my list would do the same.
I'm going to go with these 10, but I have some honorable mentions at the end, so let's get right started here. So coming in at number 10 off the Fragile album, South Side of the Sky.
Good one.
Pretty cool tune. One of those songs that up until like maybe
I wouldn't put it up in my top 10, but it's a good tune.
Not quite that long ago. Band really didn't play live. You know, you had your couple of notable tracks off that album and all the little solo pieces. But
yeah, it's like Roundabout and Heart of the Sunrise are the two tracks that usually got played live out of that one.
In fact, I've seen Yes over 20 times, and I think that the band did not play that song live when I saw them anyway, until I caught them at Radio City Music Hall about a year before Chris Squire died, which was the year they played the entire Fragile album live. So it's kind of cool to see that live. Very, very good tune. Kind of a rockin' tune. I dig it. Number 9, kind of might surprise some of you. It's actually the only song on my list here from the Trevor Rabin era of the band, which I like, but for the most part, I don't deem
I don't think I'd put any of those on my list except maybe Hearts, but then again, I've only really heard 90125.
Always grabbed me from the first time I heard it. I still love the song to this day. It's one of those tunes that it's not typical Yes, but it's such a well-constructed song. It's got cool, heavy riffs. It's got blazing guitar work, great co-vocals from John Anderson and Trevor Rabin, mostly Trevor Rabin. And I just always dug it. Changes. It's such a great song. And
good song. I wouldn't put it in my top 10, but Hearts is my favorite song from that album.
ARW, I believe, now called Yes, featuring Anderson, Rabin, and Wakeman. They played that first time I'd heard it live, obviously in quite a long time. Really enjoyed it. So Changes comes in at number 9 for me. Number 8, the blistering jazz fusion inspired
Sound Chaser
from the Relayer album. I love Relayer, and I really like Sound Chaser. To me, Sound Chaser is kind of like Yes embracing the whole jazz fusion movement of
absolutely. It's definitely their most jazz fusion-y piece.
Lifetime and Return to Forever and Weather Report, kind of doing that style.
And again, I'm not sure I would put this one in my top 10. I don't think I would. Well, I guess I should compile my own top 10 really, and
so that's number 8.
Maybe I should have done that as preliminary to doing this. Yours is No Disgrace, yeah. I think this one would go in my top 10.
With another really, really great Steve Howe guitar solo. Just a really, really catchy tune. I love the rhythms in that song. Tony Kaye's very laid back but well-placed keyboards. Dig it a lot. Number 7. Coming in at number 6, back to the Relayer album, The Gates of Delirium.
Yes, definitely in my top.
I mean, just a fantastic epic, right?
Spoiler, I put it at number 1 in my ranking of the Yes Epic tracks.
Kind of closing piece with John Anderson, the whole Soon segment. Again, kind of going for the bombast of the jazz fusion era, I think, a little bit throughout that whole album for the most part, but especially on Sound Chaser and Gates. And Gates is just kind of this massive, just energetic, ominous tune. Just fantastic. And of course, you Patrick Moraz on keyboards. It's a shame he only appeared on that one album, right?
Yeah.
I mean, great player that doesn't get the recognition he deserves, really.
Yeah, he was good. I would have liked to hear more of him.
Number 5, Heart of the Sunrise.
Heart of the Sunrise,
I had to have that on this list somewhere.
That'd be in my top 10.
One of those tunes that's bordering on the heard it probably too many times, but it's just so damn good. I mean, that arrangement is just killer.
No, I don't think Heart of the Sunrise is an overplayed tune. Roundabout's overplayed. I've seen All Good People is kind of overplayed, but...
Number 4, and You and I. Probably one of the top 2 or 3 most gorgeous songs, Yes.
It's very, very good, but again, I don't think I would put it on in my top. I think I'd put Siberian Khatru instead.
I think And You and I not only has some of John Anderson's best vocals, Rick Wakeman is masterful on this tune. You've got Steve Howe's just virtuoso acoustic and pedal steel playing and some electric. Just a wonderful, wonderful song. Really, really great.
It is very, very good. Yes.
Coming in at number 3. And I debated having this one a little bit higher. My top 3 were really tricky for me, and they could kind of move around a little bit, but for the
I think mine probably would too.
We're going to stick with number 3, the title track to Close to the Edge.
Yeah, up there, yeah. Definitely
Along
way
with,
up there.
Supper's Ready and maybe 2112.
So I put that, I ranked that one just below Gates of Delirium on my epic track ranking.
Epics, in the history of progressive rock. It's just such a great, great tune. It's complex, multiple time changes, and all these sections that kind of woven together because, when the band were recording that album and writing that album, it's like most of Close to the Edge, the song was comprised of a bunch of different tunes that they actually kind of woven the whole thing together, just kind of pieced the whole thing together, and it totally worked. Totally worked. I love Close to the Edge. Love to death. Just such a, and the band, Bruford and Squire and Howe and Anderson
and Wakeman.
Just perfection there, right? Just classic stuff.
Yep.
Number 2 has to be Awaken. I had the pleasure of seeing Yes numerous times play that song live, and it gets me every single time. Awaken is one of those tunes that, whether it's Wakeman's keyboards or Anderson's vocals, the soaring guitar work, it's just such a majestic, gorgeous, beautiful, epic.
Yeah, all of that's true. I just have a personal issue with the last part. I just kind of see as strikes as lazy writing to me with just the cycle of fourths progression.
I almost chose as my favorite, but I think my favorite is that song that I always have gone back to. It's from my favorite Yes album. Ironically, all 3 of the tracks off of that album made my top 10 list. It shows you how much I love the Close to the Edge.
Is it To Be Over? No.
Siberian
Khatru. Okay.
Which for me is like the unsung hero.
He picked the other 2 off of. He picked 2 out of the 3 of Relayer too.
The Mellotron and the intricate weaving guitar and bass lines, and Anderson and Squire, teaming up on the vocals, and the intricate drumming from Bruford. It's just sheer perfection in a song. I know I've said that a couple times here, but I always loved Siberian Khatru.
Yeah.
And again, I've seen the band play that live a few times. Not a song they always play live, but just a heart-wrenching, kick-ass song that is like some of the best that the progressive rock genre has to offer. So those are my top 10. Again, I think a pretty damn strong top 10. There are a couple that I, wanted to put in there. Like, I really wanted to give Drama some love. So some of my honorable mentions. I really like the Drama album. I really wanted to try and squeeze in Machine Messiah and Tempest Fugit. They're right on the periphery. They're in that top 15. Really love both of those songs. I love the parallels.
I'd say for me that the two from Drama would be Tempest Fugit and Does It Really Happen, I think.
That's a classic song. What else have I got here? Yeah, Starship Trooper. I love Starship Trooper. That's borderline one of those Yes tunes that I've probably heard way too many times, but I can't deny the brilliance of it. So I kind of, that's on the periphery too. Just to give a little love to the Tormato album, I really dig Silent Wings of Freedom.
No, I have no use for Tormato at all. I guess Silent Wings of Freedom is maybe the least objectionable track from Tormato, but the whole Tormato album could just go die for all me.
And I didn't want to ignore Tales from Topographic Oceans here. I do like Ritual. My problem with Tales from Topographic Ocean is I just find it all a little too overblown and drawn out and sprawling, and I wish that album was condensed a little bit. There are parts of all those 4 tracks that are absolute brilliance. I just find it all a bit too overblown.
Yeah.
And Ritual as well, but there are parts of Ritual that are just...
Yeah, everyone seems to like Ritual the best off that album, but it's like my second least favorite. I'd rank it number 3 of the 4.
The band has done, post the Raven era, a few good tracks here and there. I do like the studio tracks off the Keys to Ascension albums.
Yeah.
Those are very, very good. And I thought about trying to fit them in here somewhere, but they're really, that's really great Yes stuff post like 1990. I wouldn't quite rank it up there with some of the stuff we've already talked about here, but it's damn good. There are select other songs from the Raven era albums that I do like quite a bit. Not quite like
Keys to Ascension material seems kind of pastiche to me, and I think Mind Drive is like the kind of thing an AI would write when you say make a Yes epic, and that is just awful. Maybe I should listen to those again, do a little deeper listening, because I haven't listened to them in years, except for recently Mind Drive, and that is for my recent ranking.
So those are my top 10 favorite Yes songs of all time. I'm curious to hear what yours are, and again, if yours don't agree with mine, don't give me any flack for picking these and forgetting others. This is what I like.
Oh no way, dude. We all hear music differently,
Just because
it'd be a boring world if we all agreed on everything.
I don't like it. I like most Yes stuff. I'm a pretty big Yes fan, and I would say pretty much everything from their very first album through to the Talk album. I like most of that stuff pretty well. There's, Open Your Eyes and The Ladder, and they all have some magnification. They all have some decent tracks. Fly From Here is a great track. There's some really solid stuff on a lot of those albums. I just don't find those albums through and through very strong. I think there's a lot of weak material on those more recent albums, but I give the band credit for still trying. Hopefully they still have one more great album in them. We'll see what happens. But these are my classics.
I'll take your word for it. I
Awaken,
never felt compelled to listen
Part of the Sunrise, the Gates of Delirium, Yours is No Disgrace, Sound Chaser, Changes, and Southside of
never
the
felt
Sky.
that compelled to follow
Let's hear
them
yours.
after hearing
Visit us on the web
Keys
at
to Ascension material.
TRANQUILITY.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on the mighty YouTube as often as possible. I got lots of these planned, so it seems like you guys like this format, so I'm going to try and do as many of these and still do the deep cut stuff, as well as the new product reviews, history ofs, and questions and answers. I'm going to do one this weekend, and we got all sorts of stuff. Probably more on my plate than I have time to do, but you can expect in the upcoming weeks for this format, for the Top 10 show, I'm going to tackle King Crimson, Rush, Styx, Queen, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple,
let's see,
Judas Priest.
So for my 10, I got, if I just pull it right here, impromptu, in no particular order, Close to the Edge, Siberian Control,
Symphony X, Kansas. Sky's the limit here, folks, right?
Why am I blanking suddenly?
Then we'll see you. Lots, love to hear more of your comments and feedback. So I'll see you real soon, guys. Bye-bye.
Close to the Edge, Siberian Control, Gates of Delirium, Sound Chaser, Yours is No Disgrace, Starship Troopers, Heart of the Sunrise. Okay, three more. Let's see, Turn of the Century, yeah. turn of the century is underrated and doesn't get enough love. I'd say The Awakening and The Revealing Science of God, both from the first half of Tales from Topographic Oceans. Just off the top of my head, top 10. That list would probably change if I were to sit down and actually think hard about it. But just to spur the moment, get that's the 10 I would throw down on my list. So that's all I got. If you got a top 10 Yes tracks, let me know in the comments. Hit me up. Hit the like and subscribe, smash like if you up. Hit the subscribe and notification bell. They don't cost anything. I'll be back on Wednesday with an album review, and next weekend with another react. Steph out. Peace.